Hi everyone, my name's Michael. I'm really sorry I can't be there tonight. My wife's fallen ill, and I just have to go home and look after my 2.5-year-old daughter. So my presentation is called Apollo 13. It's really me telling a story around a year 9 and 10 subject or a new elective that I designed this year and taught. So it's called a lab. The premise of it is teaching young boys creativity and problem solving and looking at both the ideas and the intersects between them. This is our teaching and learning framework, or in particular our digital learning framework. So we really want our boys to be self-directed, inquisitive and reflective in everything they do, and everything that I design in relations to this elective really hopefully resonate with each of those areas of our teaching and learning framework. So what is this subject actually about? So really, again, teaches kids about creativity, problem solving using the design thinking methodology, really understanding and unpacking different case studies and different creative problem solving solutions. I really want them to work in teams, to collaborate and to really unpack what it means in terms of different team dynamics and things that goes on when you're working with different egos and people with different views, and how to navigate through them. To create prototype and minimal viable products when you're really designing a solution, using maker principles in creative way, and liaising with people outside the school for them to be able to lean on someone, because I'm definitely not the expert in a lot of different areas. We want to really focus on different ways to assess students as well. So what does it actually look like? So at the start of the year, really unpacking what we are going to get our boys to do. A few ideas that popped up was liaising and really leaning on Foundation of Youth for Australia's idea of the $20 boss, moving ahead a little bit, where each particular student gets $20 as startup funding to create their own business ideas. Back in term 1, we did a project called It's Happening, where each kid get to come up with an app idea, and they have 60 seconds to really pitch that, do an elevator pitch of that idea, really teaching them skills to grow confidence in their ability to speak and to articulate an idea they have to an audience that they're not familiar with. In term 2, we really unpacked what teaching and learning is. So similar to what strategies that I use with teachers when we're designing curriculum, the students had to look at a year 7 or year 8 unit of work that they have studied, or one at year 9 that they've studied at the start of this year, to then go to the Board of Studies and to look at the curriculum document, looking at different 21st century learning styles, and to really create their own meaning of a unit of work, and then to pitch it back to the particular department. An idea that I'm sort of working on at the moment is to for them to unpack what STEM is about, and to really investigate improving sustainability at our school by creating this IKEA grow room. Another idea that we're going to probably investigate in term 4 is what inspires creativity, and in particular looking at spaces that inspire creativity. So getting industry experts to come in to look at, when you walk into a cafe or in particular office, you just feel, wow, I would love to do some work here. I want students to really understand and to really investigate what triggers that, and to design a space in our school that would inspire creativity. So a couple of things that we've done the marshmallow challenge for students to really work in teams and to collaborate and to break things and to make things not work. We've used a lot of design thinking strategies, and where they have to really deep dive into a particular problem, like the 5 whys. A few photos of students working, and that was really unpacking why students might be disengaged in education or in learning. So a few different examples here. So students are disengaged from class, why, and then breaking it down to those and finding the root cause of the problem using the 5 whys strategies, looking at our user needs and really building user focused solutions, looking at using point of view mapping and creating point of view statements, in designing their teaching units, using hexagonal thinking, one of my favorite design solutions to really unpack an issue and to really understand it. But it looks amazing, when I'm talking to you about it now, and I have a million amazing ideas, but Houston, we do have a problem. It's not all rosy as this year, since the 9 months that I've taught it. I've come to realize that, through they do have a really big range of ability grouping in this particular class of 14 boys, and a lot of them do have specific learning needs, and probably, because they're not really trained in the past to really deeply learn a particular topic or to really think for themselves. A lot of the activities I'm choosing is probably a little bit outside of their range. So yeah, and a lot of the times they're probably a little bit disengaged because it's probably too challenging for them to really think deeply about an issue. Budgeting was also another one that I've sort of come through and hurdle with. When this unit was approved, budgeting is already done. So a unit where I'm supposed to be building using 3D printers, making minimal viable products, we actually don't have the budget to do it. So if I don't have money, how do we build things? So I have to be really creative in using rubbish and using cardboard, paper to prototype, which in reflecting is probably a blessing in disguise too, to really reinforce that we actually don't, a lot of things that we do don't actually need money, or money is not the make or break of teaching and learning. And where does it belong? So at the moment, the subject belongs in the technology department, but when you think about creativity and problem solving, does it really only belong in the technology department? And that's something that I'm sort of wrestling with myself. I would love to look at problem solving in PE, which is my main teaching area, or creativity in art, in music, in English. What does that actually mean? So yeah, a few different ideas that I would like to implement for next year. But again, it's been a really good journey, both, I guess, for the students and for me as well. I would love to, again, at the end of the year, sit down with a few different colleagues to lean on their support, to sort of, vent my frustration, to to really, again, similar to this presentation, to unpack what this year's transpired and to think of a better strategy to cater for our students' learning needs. So again, sorry I couldn't be there tonight. If you have any questions, ideas, suggestions, feel free to contact me. The best thing is probably via Twitter, down the bottom right there at michaelhartedu, and I'd love to connect with each one of you. Sorry for going over time. See you later.